Welcome to Our Money Chats. You can reach us at Our Money Chats on Twitter. You can also email us ourmoneychats@gmail.com. We are wrapping up a series about men, fear, and marriage. We had two videos earlier that talked about, what signs to look for when you realize that you are afraid, how long you should wait for someone to get over that fear, and what do you do going forward. Right now, we just want to end on a positive note. The biggest concern I think we have is, men being afraid, or women who have been hurt so bad in the past that they can't move forward into a relationship. They can only go so far. If you are, any one of those people, a man who's just simply like, I don't know, that's just scary, or you're a woman like, oh, I've been hurt so bad in the past, I just don't know if I want to go forward, then stop the relationship immediately. Do not waste people's time. Do not take up their time, because it is rude. And people who are with people like that, look for the signs and understand you have to give yourself a time limit. Now, we've established that already, and going forward, if you are one of those people, if you are a woman who has been hurt in the past, and every relationship you've had since then has only gone so far, it's, you're only hurting yourself, I feel like, in this karma. You've got to deal with that. You've got to go to counseling. You've got to see somebody, because I just think you're not doing anything for your future except for hurting people because you've been hurt. And this is not victim shaming. This is not saying, well, just, you're being mean to her. She's been through a lot. Yes, she has. And she deserves the help that she needs to get through it. I have been there, as everybody has known that follows the series. Being with someone who drinks is an ordeal. I will leave it at that. And when you hang in there hoping they're going to get better, trying to assist them, and they never do, and they fall off the wagon and get back on, that messes with your mind. When someone is really sweet to you one day and completely awful to you and abusive and physically abusive to you, it does something to you. And I understand for every woman who has been through that, or even the men, or anyone, gender be damned, anyone that's been with someone who has hurt them over and over again, if you don't deal with that hurt, if you do not go get assistance for that hurt, you unfortunately can end up carrying that into future relationships, and it causes damage to other people. We have to recognize when we've been damaged and do something about it. And that's all I will say. Actions must be done. If you are a man and you are just not into marriage and you're just enjoying meeting different women and going around with them, or a woman, and you're the same way, you're like, I just don't want anything serious. I just kind of want to play around. I don't know what that means, the idea of playing. Playing can be defined by many things, but let your person that you're talking to up front know that that's all you're doing, because what I'm seeing are people who are with people who want to pretend like they want to be serious later on. Let me tell you right now, if you're dragging a lady along, somebody else is going to come eventually and take her away. If you're dragging a man along and he's like, I'm kind of ready to move on, and you're just not in it, at some point he quits and he doesn't come back. They won't come back. There is a cutoff point for everyone. People get tired. Women get tired of being with someone who dangles a ring, dangles marriage in front of their face, but can't go forward. They just do it just to keep that person there, even though they know good and well they personally just can't go through with it because they have a fear of marriage due to something they saw, due to stereotypes about marriage, due to the fact they can't approach it the way that a marriage is supposed to be approached, which is a friendship. If you are spending all your time with one person, and you go places with them, and you do things with them, and you all are just so tight, and one of you all wants to get married, it's, if the other person does not, you're out of line. There's a problem here. And one of you is wasting the other's time, and that's going to cause bad karma for you. What I have seen are that men who spend all their time, who go pick up these girls from their houses, take care of them, take them out to dinner, hang out, things go a little further than what normally happens in a friendship. And then the girl is like, well, I think I want something more. I don't know where this is going. And she's, the world is just like this is how karma works. Some other really nice guy comes along who's he is on that road. He's like, I'm ready for a wife. I'd like to have someone permanently with me. And he provides her with all of the things that the friend has been providing her with, and he gives her an engagement ring. And she vanishes off with that friend. And that friend who was taking her out to dinner and just kind of not moving forward, he gets an invitation to the wedding, and he doesn't know what to do. I have seen this so many times. Man, let me tell you, women aren't going to wait around on you. Somebody else will come get that girl. You can talk to her about marriage all day long. Somebody else will come and take that woman from you. You cannot dangle her off. You can't dangle rings in front of women. You can't dangle promises of long-term, friendship and commitment in that sense, and constantly be afraid of the word commitment like it's a death sentence or something. You can't have these attitudes and think she's going to stay. She's going to see it. At some point, she's going to see it. And like I said before, I have seen it every single time. Some guy comes, because this is how the world works, and this is how karma is. You dangle some cool thing in front of someone, love in front of someone, support, care, and that person's giving it back to you, and you all were already doing it, but there's no real legal, commitment there. There's no permanence. And that person can leave at any time. She knows you could leave at any time and go off with someone. And chances are she's not going to wait around for that to happen. The next person that comes and offers her a life together, she's probably going to go. And I've seen this with women as well, who just simply, I don't know if I like him. I just like his gifts. Or, I just don't know if I like him at all. I'm not sure that's who I want to be with. I kind of like this guy over there. Well, he's going to get tired at some point of you hemming and hawing about it. If he's offered you a ring and asked you to marry him and you've said, not right now, there's going to be a girl somewhere who will probably come along and catch his eye when he's really tired. And he's probably going to, you know what? Maybe I should email her. Maybe I should approach her. Because the girl I've been with for 6 years isn't talking to me about what I want to move on with. I'm offering her this life together. She's not interested. I want this. And they're not going to deprive themselves of it. They're going to probably go get it. And then you will get an invitation to the wedding. And watch him get married because it was your best friend. But he's gone now. He's somebody's husband now. Which changes the dynamic altogether. She can be your best friend all day long, but that wife may not be comfortable with that, or even if she is, there are going to be limits to what you all can do. So, just remember, you can't drag people out forever. Eventually they're going to go. Eventually they'll leave. Somebody will come and get them. And that's usually what happens. Somebody will come and get them and take them away. Men, women, and in my case, from what I have seen, is particularly the men, you better not hem and haw around when you see a good thing. If you know that girl is loyal to you and cares about you, she may look like she's there with you at that moment, but there will be a day she will be gone. And there's going to be nothing you can do because she's going to be gone. That man is going to be more powerful than you in every way and more attractive than you in every way. And he's going to take her and it's going to be over. And that friendship you had that you wasted, that you played with and did not complete, is going to be over, and you'll be standing there by yourself, and you may not ever find somebody who knows you like she did, who cares about you like she did. That's just how it is. So again, to be positive here, you know you got a good thing, go ahead, stop being fearful. Make a plan with whatever you got. Say, look, I don't have a lot to bring to the table. Maybe you don't have a full-time job. Maybe you have a part-time job. Maybe you don't even have a car. And you're in a city where you need one. Some cities don't need cars. Maybe you don't have a lot to bring to the table. Just say, this is what I have and I love you. And this is what I want to give to you. And will you please take it? and have me in your life as your best friend forever. And it needs to be best friend. If you go into this with, I'm going to be your man, I'm going to do this, or you chase a girl down and try to force her to believe you're all that, that's not how it works. It has to be a friend. If this is going to work, this is my opinion. People ask me, I'm telling you. You need to go into it as a friend. If this is your best friend, it's going to work. Dear best friend, I love you. I want us to be together forever. Here's what I have to bring to the table. Which they probably already know. If they're your best friend, they know this already. And you can have that conversation. And maybe they know you're on the road to better. Or maybe they know about your roadblocks and your stumbling blocks. And they're like, I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to do something that will help both of us. And you need to also think about when you're taking on that best friend, you know, if you all have already been helping each other out, you know, maybe someone got sick and you brought them some soup or you took care of them for a day or two, vice versa. That's already on the table. They already know what you're bringing to the table. But to just reiterate, this is what I have. This is what I want to give to you. I want to share my life with you. Just do it. Go ahead and say it. If the man, for women, if the man comes to you and says, this is what I have to give, if you don't want it, be upfront with him and say it's not enough, or we need to work on getting you to a point where where we're both comfortable with what we're bringing to the table. Because sometimes you have a friend who ain't got nothing. Maybe you have that one friend who, he might be younger than you. He might be like 15 years younger than you. He could be 5 years younger than you. He could be 15 years older than you, and he just doesn't have whatever it is together. Something happened in his life, and maybe he's just living at home with his mother. His mother's ill, and he has to take care of her, but he wants you and you're in the picture as well. Maybe you're like, I don't really want to help take care of your mother. This is not good for me. And you have to be straight up cold honest about stuff like that. And some people are like that. They may not be able to have the stamina and the energy to help somebody else with the things that they're bringing to the table. Because you may be bringing good things to the table, but you also have maybe some negative things. Some people have a whole lot of debt. And you need to be able to say and do a prenup and do all kinds of paperwork, which isn't that really all kinds. It's not like it's a big heavy thing, but you need to be able to sit down and say, look, this is what I'm not going to take with me into this marriage, or this is what I'm not going to allow myself to take on in this marriage. You have a $90,000 student loan. I will not be taking that on. We need to do paperwork where it says I am not responsible for this if something happens to you, because that's not something I built. I didn't do that. You did it. And they need to be understanding that, okay, yes, I will handle this. This is my issue. Let me do this. I'll sign paperwork to where if we decide to split, and you do need to understand that you might split. You could be all up in each other for 10 years and then something happened and boom, you're through. Just sign the paperwork. I am not responsible for this. I will not be taking this on. I think we know where we're getting at here. I will not take any more time with it. Just remember, do not waste people's time. If you are wasting someone's time, karma will come and find you. This is the way the world works. You will not get to keep that person. They will be taken from you. This has been another episode of Our Money Chats. Email us, ourmoneychats@gmail.com. Tweet us at ourmoneychats. Thank you so much for listening.